Okay, we're here today with relationship psychologist Beverley Stone, talking about her new book, Stay or Leave. So Beverley, what's the book about?
Well, this is a book for people who are tearing themselves apart, unable to decide whether to stay or leave their partner. This dilemma feels terrible, and it leaves them feeling emotionally drained, mentally exhausted, and sometimes even physically ill. And the book is hopefully going to help them to make their decision once and for all.
Okay, and what would you say the solution would be?
Well, I have a three-step solution. The first step is to help them to take a different perspective on their life and their existence as a whole. And the second step is to help them to take a different perspective on the way they view change. And the third step is to help them to take a different perspective on themselves.
Okay, well you've put it into three hopefully easy steps. Where do you start?
Well, if we were looking at step 2, a different perspective on change, everybody knows who's in this dilemma that every time they think of a change, either staying and insisting on different ground rules or leaving and starting for pastures new, it creates anxiety. It creates tremendous fear, because we know that change, the risk of change, is failure. Will I be better off or worse off? Will I be approved of or disapproved of? Will I make a go of it or will I fail? Okay, so people don't know what the outcome will be of change, and so it creates a lot of fear. Yes, however, what I remind people and ask them is, okay, yes, you know that change is fearful and anxiety-provoking, but how does it feel standing still in life when your eyes flash open at 3 o'clock in the morning, your heart rate's going like the clappers, you're perspiring, and once again you're going over yet another load of reasons to stay and even better reasons to go? How does that feel? How does it feel standing still in life, not doing what you want to do? And everybody I ask that question to will smile and say, yes, stressful. So their new perspective is that you have two choices in life. You either live with the anxiety of standing still, not crossing your Rubicon, living with the guilt of a wasted life, and a lot of people in this dilemma are already feeling guilty that they're thinking, if only I'd done it a year ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Or you live with the anxiety associated with taking the risk of change and uncertainty, but knowing that you are using your potential and doing what you need to do to live a meaningful and purposeful life. So, in effect, you don't have even two choices in life, because you certainly can't choose to stand still and waste it. You have to choose to cross your Rubicon and make a change.
Okay, you may have to make that change, but still it requires a courageous step. How do you give people that impetus to move forward?
Well, step 3 is crucial, and it gives people techniques of how to take a different perception of themselves. People at the moment often believe that they have to live their life for everybody else, their parents, their partner, their children, their friends, and so they feel trapped, and they blame these people for feeling trapped and unable to do anything that would make them happy. Okay? And I help them to understand that in fact they are free to make choices every day of their lives, and so they are in fact responsible for their own predicament. You cannot blame anybody else. Now, there are a number of techniques to really drive this home. And one particular technique that I'd like to mention now is that I help people to realise that they hypnotise themselves with their language. So they'll say to me, I can't decide. And I'll say, no. Say, I won't decide. Or they'll say, I can't leave and manage alone. And I say, could you say the words, I won't leave and manage alone? Or I can't possibly stay and ask my partner for new ground rules. And I say, I'd like you to say, I won't stay and ask my partner for new ground rules. And I think you can see that by helping them to change their language, they suddenly realise, yes, I do have a choice. I am choosing not to make these decisions because I am frightened of the outcome, but the fact is that I am therefore, if I don't want to make those decisions and have that outcome, I am certainly responsible for my own predicament in life. I can't blame anybody else.